In this video, we're just going to have a look at a very basic directory kind of site, and you'll see that the listings are arranged alphabetically. And if there's no content for that particular letter of the alphabet, then nothing is displayed. So if we wanted to add another company here, for example, maybe we can go with O for our new company. And I'm going to head over here to the content under all directories, and we're going to add a new company then. So it's our new company, and you'll see that I'm not allocating a category to it or creating a taxonomy. I'm just saving it, heading over to the front end, and now we have O for our new company. So that taxonomy for O is created automatically. In a similar way, let's add another company under G. So we'll go to add new, and let's go gift a new company and publish. And you'll see when we publish and we head over to the front end, you'll see that the G is now available. So let's add one more then. So I'm going to add new, and there's no Y at the moment. So I'm going to add your new company, and your new company, simply publish and refresh, and your new company is now available and it has a taxonomy. So what's happening? So basically what happens is that when you save the name of your company, the first letter of the company name is automatically used then to create the category or to check if there is a category, and then that category is allocated to the post. So you don't have to go through assigning taxonomies or categories to those particular items. Right, then when the listing appears, if you click on the listing, it opens in a new tab, and then you can see that company's details. So it's a very simple setup, and it's very dynamic, so you don't have to worry about the taxonomies. You can just add, and the allocation to the taxonomy happens for you. Right, so to see how this all fits together, we're going to head over to the back end, and basically you'll see that we have a custom post type that we created called directories, and that is the custom post type that you see there. And inside directories, we have a taxonomy, and the taxonomy is called alphabet. So that's how we've set it up. And then what we have is we have a snippet that runs, and in that snippet, we have two functions. So we'll go over to sort directories, and it's a really simple way that this has been set up. So what we do, in order to allocate the post automatically to a letter of the alphabet, what we do is we access this action called save post. So every time we save a post, this function runs, and basically what it does is it first checks to see that the post type that we are working in is directory. If it's not directory, then there's a simple return function that runs and nothing else happens. If it is the directory post type, that's great. What we then do is we go and get the title using the get the title function and using the post ID. The next thing we do is we get the first letter of that post. So that's using the sub str or substring, and we say get the title. And then from the title, get the first letter of the first word. Once we have the first letter from the first word, then we're ready to set up the term. What we then do is we say, right, we're going to target the taxonomy alphabet. And then what we do is, or what the function will do then, is it will access the post ID, which is part of the data that's pulled in when we run the save post action. It then, with that post ID, is now able to assign the taxonomy term. And the taxonomy term in this case will be the first letter of the word, which is the letter of the alphabet. And then the taxonomy that it will assign that term to is alphabet. So basically, it's set the post terms, get the post ID, get the term name, and assign that term to that taxonomy. And that all happens every time you save. So as fast as you can add companies, the alphabet will grow, or the post will be added to existing taxonomies. So that's the great way, or the great idea behind having that allocated automatically. The next part of the code that we have is the output, and basically what we want to do is get a list of all the terms, and then once we have that, go through each term and get the posts that are relevant to each term and output them on the website. And the only thing that we want from each term is the title of the term and the permalink, so that when you click on the term name, it'll open up that, or when you click on the company name, it'll open up that company in a new tab. So that's what this does. So the first thing that we're going to do then is get the term. So what we do is we use the get terms function, and the arguments are post type is directory, taxonomy is alphabet, and we've said hide empty is false, but we should change that to true. That way we'll only be getting content for the terms, for the taxonomy terms that have posts. So if we did go into an existing listing in the directory and delete it, and now that term has nothing, we don't want that letter coming up in the listing. So we're going to change that hide empty to true. So once we have the terms, we then need to go through each term and get the posts that are relevant to that term. So the terms get terms just creates a very standard array. And then what we're able to do is say for each terms as, and I've just said letter so that we can, just to make it easier to understand. So if we take all the terms and we go through each letter and we get the posts assigned to each letter. And what we do then is we echo the letter name, and echoing the letter name then outputs the A, the B, the C, the G, whatever it is. The next thing that we do is we then get the term or the post assigned to that term. And to do that, we run a taxonomy query, and then we use get posts. So in the taxonomy query, we say, right, the taxonomy is alphabet. The field that we're going to check by is slug. And then for the terms, you'll remember that we did for each terms as letter, and one of the terms that we can output besides the term name is also the slug. So we say terms and get the letter and get the slug value. So that will now dynamically pick up the slug value, and we then say post per page -1, which means get all of them, and the post type is directory. So basically we're just going through each, in this case, letter of the alphabet and getting the posts that have been assigned to that letter. Once we have all that information, it's time to output. So we use the my posts equal get posts to get all the posts that now match our taxonomy query, as well as the post per page and post type. And now we need to output the data. So to test, first thing that I like to do is just do a variable dump so that we can see all the variables assigned to my posts. And once we have that information, we can start to look at how to access the information that we need to output the information. So we then check to see if there are any entries. So we say if, and there are my posts, then we create the ordered list, and then we say for each of my posts as a post, then get the link. So to get the link, what we do is we say normal ahref statement, and then it's echo. When you're using get posts, then you need to use the echo in order to output the data. If you just said get permalink and try to get, you'd see that it would output nothing. So we do need to use echo get permalink, and to get the permalink for the post, we need to get the post ID. And you remember that we said for each of my posts as a post, so we need to get the ID for the post that we're in, which is a post. So we get the a post ID, and we then set the target to _ blank, so it opens up in a new tab, and then we close off the link with the closing HTML for the link. And then to get the name of the post, once again we go with echo and a _ post and post title. And basically what this arrow does is it accesses the various parts or information of the post that are available to us. So if you're unsure about what you need to use, if we have a look at this var dump, So if we now go and do a variable dump of the data, and I'll just head over here to the website, you'll see that it will output all the data associated with that post, and you'll see here, for example, you have post content, post title, there's ID, and this is where you can get a clue as to what to use to get the information that you need to output the data. So if we were to use any of these, post, excerpt, in the same way, then of course the data would be output. So that's how we use the variable dump, just to have a look and get a better idea of what we need to have placed here after, for example, a_post. That's how we get that value. So I'm just going to comment that out again. Right, so that's pretty much, that's it. There's nothing else to this. That's how we do it. Yeah, very simple, easy way then to create your own directory site. Yeah, well, I hope you found that interesting, useful, and I'll post the code in the comment below the video. So thank you for watching.